Faker versus Knight, ladies and gentlemen. We'll also have ZEUS in this game. Today's matchup on the weekend is an absolute banger. Happy Mother's Day, by the way, to all those out there that celebrate it. Shout out to all the mothers. You know, I couldn't even imagine how hard it would be to be a mother. And I really respect them for that. I also am 6 foot tall. And in my spare time, I like to donate to charity. So in this matchup in the mid lane, it's a little bit of a skill matchup. I'm praying Knight doesn't go rower setup. Because Chovy has been absolutely pumping tank Ahri, and it's quite boring. My boy Knight was known for his Ahri, so I'm a little bit intrigued to see how he plays it out. Faker on the Yone. These two mid laners have so much history. And they may match up against each other at Worlds this year. T1 are starting to come into really good form. BLG are playing well in the LPL and are starting to turn on. These two teams very likely both World finalist contenders after, of course, Gen G, who are poised to win the whole thing without dropping a game. Will I be putting all my faith into Chovy for the 3rd year in a row and getting absolutely disappointed, crying outside of the stadium? Probably. But Worlds is in China this year, so we'll see how that goes. Mid lane matchup, some early trading. Faker hasn't even used his potion yet. Hanwha are doing really well also. I believe they got ZEUS, they have Zeka. They could also... They're probably favorites over BLG and T1 for Worlds as well. The patch is so far away. You never know how teams are going to respond. But at the moment, if I was a betting man, which I am, I would probably put all my eggs into Gen G because they don't look to be beatable. 11-0 streak. Maybe even 12-0. Yona's permaban in pro play right now, if you didn't know. No one is allowed to play the champion. Faker has been looking actually. He got his 2nd ever pentakill of his career the other day. Isn't it crazy that Faker's only ever had 2 professional pentakills? It seems low for how many games he's played. Slowly winning this matchup because of Ahri's mana bar. No jungle assistance. I'm more scared of... If I'm Faker, I'm generally more scared of ZEUS on the Akali than I am of this Ahri matchup. Hopefully we're going to get a banger side lane 1v1 as well. Whether it be the Ahri or the Akali. I still can't believe that trade happened, by the way. I can't believe T1 even allowed a chance for ZEUS. Oh, beautiful. Tom Kench. No. I can't believe they allowed ZEUS to even... Like, I don't understand how that happened, man. I'm still in disbelief over it. And he has been playing so well this season. And then you get something like Doran on Jace for T1. And it just makes me feel sick watching him try and pilot that. The only carry Doran I like him on is Gwen. Is there any other carries that he plays? Oh no. As ZEUS gets his 3rd kill. Faker gets the wave in. He'll head back. Knight going Lost Chapter, which means we're going for the Malignants. Thank Christ. This should be a banger matchup. Faker going really low here. His base gets stopped. Knight goes for the all-in electrocute prop. Faker gonna go down. No way. Faker baited? Or was he just lucky? Put it in the comments down below. No, that was such a free kill. I can't tell if it's an outplay or Ahri. I don't know. Dodges the Rakan. Faker is on fire. Ignite comes out though, and he will finally go down here. That's why he's the GOAT. 10 CS per minute. Looking great early. Class performance by FAKER. TP's back in. Gets the Zerka Greaves. Gets the recurve bow. People are calling FAKER the Baus 2.0. And I find that a little bit delusional, but I'll allow it for now. FAKER may have been born before Baus even played League. He buffers the ultimate, gets charmed. Tahm Kench might be able to save him, pops the heal. Actual unkillable Demon King. I think Tahm Kench will pay for this. FAKER goes in, looks for a little bit of a trade on the Vi. Snaps back. Ahri gets a little bit of a health burn, and Knight. 1 kill to his name. FAKER's going to be able to sustain with the fleet, with the Dorans. The one advantage that FAKER has in this matchup is that he lives in Korea. Obviously, Knight and any Chinese player, they have to play on 30-40 ping. So their reactions are a little... Oh! We force the ultimate out of Knight. But he is going to go down straight away to the Tahm Kench. FAKER's going to be able to get this in. 2-0 to the Akali. Rumble is Marin, who I actually think used to play... He's an OG that used to play for T1, I thought. And he was a Rumble one trick. Am I right? But ZEUS is 60 CS to 13, absolutely gapping here on the Akali. Terrific matchup advantage for the Akali. Knight drops down into the side lane. Killing spree for ZEUS. Knight has no ult, so they're just going to all in. He gets taken out. Thank you very much. FAKER looking for the return. Doesn't get anything on the Jhin yet. Dead even in gold between the two teams. So we have MSI coming up very soon, and that is in Canada. So we're going to be having the top teams head over to Canada, which means probably Chovy, maybe FAKER playing on the NA Super Server. So I'll be doing a little bit of spectating for that. And then, of course, Worlds is in China. China always puts on a little bit of show for the World, so I'm excited for that. I'm going to try and head across, but traveling to China for me is always a little bit difficult from Australia. Gets the wave shoved in. 100 CS at 10 minutes. The one thing about Knight is that he had his performance, I think, in 2021 and 2022, and everyone was hyping him up in regular season, saying he's the best mid laner in the world. Better than Chovy, because he had so many solo kills. But what ended up happening for Knight is that he was such an inconsistent player that he would get solo kills, and then solid mid laners would just slowly take him down, and Knight would make it... Okay, FAKER gets the ultimate, gets the kill, 2-0. Knight would just make a mistake and then get too far behind, man, with his inconsistent play. So players like Chovy, players like Zeka would be above him in a tier list of best mids at the moment in Worlds. In the world. On every single analyst tier list, Chovy is #1 mid in the world right now by a large margin. If you were to disagree on that, you would instantly be called a clown within the analyst circles. As Lily gets dragon, Faker dropping low. They're gonna have to try and make their way out. Ari does not have ult though, but does land the charm. And I think they've bitten too much as Knight picks up his second kill. Doesn't have his Dark Seal yet, but Faker goes down for his first death finally. And 1k gold for blue side. They have a 4-0 Jinx, but the enemy has a 5-0 Akali on ZEUS. Who are you guys saying is going to be able to carry here? I don't think it's going to be either of the mid laners. No Blade of the Ruined King done yet. The good news is, when you have a 0-6 Rumble, I feel like with every death, it matters less and less. And here comes ZEUS. Faker gets caught. Knight's going in. Faker just goes straight down over to the Jhin. And it might just be a little bit of a top gap, gents. If this Jinx goes down to the Akali, it's all over. She could just buy a little bit of magic resist, though. Probably wouldn't hurt. He goes into the Liandry's next. No Dark Seal. Knight is renowned for buying a Medjai's outright with 0 stacks on it in the mid game on Ahri. Normally a game like this, if he gets the gold, it's perfect. Alright, can you just chill, bro? World's most aggressive 0-6 Rumble. So I think Marin is a coach. Oh. That's just going to burn. First kill on the board for Rumble. We're kind of low-key back. Faker getting staunched out by ZEUS in the side lane. I want to watch a little bit of this. Blade of the Ruined King done. N has a Null Magic Mantle. But Faker is going to do the smart thing. And a lot of you guys really need to watch what Faker does here. Probably doesn't happen in your low elo games. No offense. But there's a low tower, right? And the enemy top laner is hovering on the wave. If you move up, you're getting killed or dove, man. Don't get jebaited. Let the tower drop. Wait for the minions to come in. Pull the minions a little bit. You're better off just letting the tower die, farming the side and being alive than just trying to protect the tower and getting dove. Sometimes you're going to look like a noob because the enemy jungler might not be there, but the risk of dying and giving everything as Knight goes in. Two items completed now for the Akali. People are saying Marin is an analyst for Riot. What does that mean? Faker versus ZEUS in the side lane. He thinks it's a 1v1, but it is a 1v2. Huge 1v1 by ZEUS. Oh my god. He gets the 1v2. And he's gonna go down. Bounty over to the Rumble. All good Akalis know how the Akali R2 works. And they're able to use the angle on an exit for a kill like that. It's so clean. Jinx gets saved for now. Forces the entire enemy team to run. Holy shit. Okay, Rumble has 2 kills now. And they got the shutdown onto ZEUS. This might be a little bit of a banger. Lil Yolt comes through. Knight with the TP flank on Ahri. Jinx gonna go down. First time in the game. Give a massive bounty over. They overextended way too much. Oh no. Where was Faker and all that? He was topside with his TP coming up in 20. Dragon gonna go over. And as I said, if that Jinx died one time, it's gonna be so hard to come back from that. It's gonna be so hard to come back from that. As we get another 1v1 in the top lane, Faker uses the ultimate. ZEUS follows and... Faker haters saying that he's washed and he doesn't have hands anymore. Fuck you, honestly, because he's into a 7-kill Akali in a bad matchup. I don't want to hear it. It's a bad matchup. He went for the 1v1. I'm not going to have any Faker slander in the chat today. Thank you. I can't help but feel that Knight is getting a free ride carry in this game. Am I right? I feel as though when you play Ahri, a lot of the time, you do almost nothing and win the game. Name another champion that I feel as though you can do... Like, I feel like you can do nothing on Ahri, have a good scoreline, and just win. The flank before was good, I agree, but... I mean, my Silver 3 Twitch chatters could probably make that play. As this game goes from bad to worse. Lilia picked up in her topside jungle. 0-4 for her. And after a pretty even, explosive early game, the blue side team is running away with it. Rumble drops the ultimate. Vi looking for the flank. They get the slow. And that's going to be the 8th kill over to ZEUS. I'm so excited to see international gameplay with this Hanwha squad. When you have ZEUS and Zeka in the same team, they're probably the two most exciting solo laners in the game at the moment. And they're both on the same team. So if you're looking for action, Faker says, hello, old friend. I'll take your red buff. And ZEUS says, I'll take your life and the red buff. As he gets another 1v1. Knight finally gets the charm. He actually R-flash there. R-E-flash. And I can't help but think if they lose this fight, it's going to be probably... It's probably going to be an FF. I doubt the Nexus even explodes. I thought Faker played well, but Jesus. The other weak points on this map are just simply too much. That's going to be an almost 10,000 gold lead over to Knight, over to ZEUS. With a really good support squad. I think I would say ZEUS is the best top laner in the world right now, yeah. Who are the other contenders for best tops in the world? Doran, no. Keen is good, but no. Bin is very, very good. But probably not. I would say it goes ZEUS S+. Bin and Keen S. Why are people saying the shy? I mean, ZEUS in their base, looking for the dive. Hello, Jinx. Goodbye, Jinx. Knight TP's in, gets the kill. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be the end of it. I am almost certain. Bot side inhib, mid lane inhib. What can Faker do? He's trying to hold it. I think Doran is not bad, but I think he's just not ZEUS, is the issue. And that's why I think T1 won't win Worlds this year, is just simply because of that Obviously, the roster swap changes and all that, but just... Doran doesn't have the same capabilities as this guy right here. He doesn't have the clutch factor. He doesn't have... It just feels different with ZEUS. He has aura. It's like... versing me. Like, you either have aura or you don't. That's aura right there, baby. But only time will tell, and every time I doubt T1, they win Worlds, so... Maybe I'm doing the game and you guys a service by doubting. I actually am not a fan of this new Atacon thing, by the way. I prefer all the old flowers and stuff. I actually like that more. I think the idea of Atacon and what they've done is cool and fun, but I still think they can give the buffs way more... I feel like they can give the buffs, like, way different things. Like, it doesn't... They could add a lot of diversity and different changes with it, which is cool to have, but... At the moment, it's kind of boring, bro. Faker does not land the ultimate. ZEUS in the flank. Gets one... Gets 2. Gets 3. 14-1. I mean, I came in to watch Faker vs Knight, but in the end, we just end up watching ZEUS. Thank you for watching today, gentlemen. Absolutely great matchup in the early game, and until next time, I'll see you later. Peace.